You won't believe it. This first time experiencing Doc was actually excited by the dog's wild run. They ended up at the ice layer. To better distribute the weight, they changed formation and had the dogs move in a fan shape. Sure, it slowed them down a bit, but safety first. The duck really needed to know both the dogs and the snowy kingdom like the back of his hand. After crossing the ice layer, they reached a glacier. The duck immediately yelled to stop the dogs because there were hidden cracks beneath the snow. He let the duck handle the sled while he went ahead to scout. Not long after, the poor broad just vanished. Knowing there were cracks below, the duck had to lead the team to go around. Nobody knew how big those cracks were. Maya, the leader, was ready to take a turn, but little Max decided to sprint in the opposite direction. The doctor tightly gripped the sled with both hands, instructing all the dogs to exert force together. Truly remarkable teamwork. Running through snow and dragging weight are totally different. Luckily, the dogs were awesome. The dock was saved in no time. It was then that the dazed doc realized just how dangerous it was to trek in Antarctica. Thankfully, the rest of the journey went smoothly and they arrived at Melbourne Mountain. Just after setting up camp, the research station buzzed them. A massive storm was about to hit, and Jerry was ordered to return right away. The newly arrived doc didn't want to leave empty-handed, so he begged Jerry for just a morning to finding the meteorite was secondary. At least they should give it a shot. Jerry also knew this chance was rare. The next day, they ventured safely with the doc to search for the meteorite. Lucky for them, hard work paid off, and the doc found it in the end. With their find in their hands, the dogs pulled the two back, but in the haste, old Jack's paw started bleeding again. Jerry saw this and immediately stopped the dogs to bandage up old Jack while the doc was busy on the walkie-talkie with the station. In pursuit of a signal, the doctor wandered excessively far away and took a hard fall, resulting not only in a broken leg but also in the ice layer cracking open due to the impact. Frozen in place, the duck fell through the ice. He wouldn't drown, but those sub-zero waters would soon turn him into a popsicle. Jerry told him to hang on to the edge while he and the dogs made their way down to rescue him, leading to the beginning of this scenario. Thanks to Maya's rope and the combined efforts of all the dogs, the duck narrowly escaped. However, having lost too much heat, the duck was now in a comatose state on the way back, while Jerry succumbed to the severe blizzard in the sled. The duck sled spun around, practically losing all control. Luckily, the remaining journey wasn't too long, and the dogs miraculously knew the way home. Thus, Jerry finally returned to the research station, where colleagues rushed to bring them inside. Doc was hanging by a thread, while Jerry's fingers were already turning purple from the cold. The two needed immediate treatment, and due to the violent storm, the boss decided everyone must evacuate. Kitty's plane was full of people but had no room for the dogs. At that moment, her hand might have to be amputated. The boss promised that Katie would return to pick up the dogs, leaving Jerry with no choice but to evacuate with everyone. Just then, little Max escaped and ran to him, to stop other pups from fleeing before leaving. Jerry had go over assist in readjusting all the dogs' harnesses, but little did they know, this one move nearly led to the dogs' untimely demise. As the dogs watched the plane leave the research station, they just couldn't understand some of humans' actions. Yet they could fully trust humans. Back at the McMurdo research station, Jerry only woke up 3 days later. Gober told him that everyone was at McMurdo and the doc was out of danger, but all Jerry could think about was whether the pups had been rescued. As Jerry emerged, he found pilot Katie and asked her. She informed him that due to the weather, the entire winter mission had been cancelled. They wouldn't be able to fly back until spring. Hearing this, Jerry stormed into the command center to confront the commander. He demanded the higher-ups to send a plane to help rescue the dogs, but the commander explained that with over 200 personnel in all the research stations, it was a miracle to get people back, as the ongoing blizzard made it impossible for small planes to fly. And big planes like the C-130 couldn't land at the camp either. The commander wasn't heartless, but simply feeling powerless to act. Jerry faced reality, utterly hopeless. He resented Katie, but mostly blamed himself. Just as Jerry had been worried about, those pups had gone without food in the blizzard for a full 4 days. The owner vowed to return, so they waited quietly. Cold wasn't the biggest threat, injuries were. Biggest issue was food. Without eating, the end result would be death right here. Days later, Jerry returned home and immediately applied for funds to go back to Antarctica. But regardless of whether it's a big team or a small one, there won't be new missions until August. Going back on the government's dime meant Jerry would have to wait at least 6 months. Meanwhile, the weather in Antarctica was getting worse and the camp's flag looked like it might be. The pups started getting excited. As the flag was blown away, the strong buck broke free from his chain, igniting the escape. Little one quickly wriggled out, followed by Shadow, while the other dogs helped each other escape. On the old check stay put, Jerry, running out of options, could only bring the photos from the research down to the dock. The doctor became aware of the current predicament and was eager to leverage his own reputation in the hope that the institution would be able to raise funds so Jerry could return to Antarctica to rescue the pups.